Last week, I kicked off the self-love series with the importance of introspection. Today, we're going to delve deeper into how to define love for yourself. Essentially, what does self-love mean to each of us, and how do we make it a daily part of our lives? And with me to do this is Tolu Afonja. Tolu Afonja is a certified integrative life, relationship, and marriage coach. She has over 18 years' experience as an HR professional in various sectors from education, banking, consulting, and coaching. She is passionate about helping individuals and couples achieve happiness, fulfillment, and emotional well-being in all areas of their lives. She's also a faculty member and COO of OLCA Coaching Limited and the lead coach with Evolve to Thrive Limited. Welcome, Tolu. I'm so happy you're here with me again today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. So remember I was telling you that last week I kicked off the series and we did introspection. And now I want to delve deeper. So for me, the first place to start is, after doing a self-audit, what next?
Thank you again for having me back. I know that last week, when we spoke about introspection, it was really going back to being aware of what's going on within you, and of course the different tools to doing the self-audit. But then when we do the self-audit, it comes out with insights. Okay, it comes out with data. It comes out with information about yourself, about where you are, about what you're telling yourself, about your strengths, your weaknesses, everything about you that you want to know, the good, the bad, the ugly. So what do we do with that information?
Exactly.
Right? And the next thing will be based on the information that you gather out of the self-audit. It's now time to do the work, and it starts with setting goals. So setting goals with reference to what do you really want, based on what came out from the data, the information, the insights that you gathered from the self-audit.
Okay, let me take you a step back before you even get to the point of setting goals. So you've done the self-audit, you've found out the good, the bad, and the ugly. Isn't that sometimes extremely scary for some people that they then recoil back into themselves or old habits?
It's not all the time that it is scary. It's just that most times we are in denial and we try to avoid doing that self-audit in the first place because we almost always believe the negative things and don't look out for the positive things. So a self-audit is really just doing a 360-degree check on yourself, you coming out of yourself like maybe a bird's view position, and just acknowledging and accepting everything that you are. As at that time, that is your current state.
Yeah.
So you have the good, accept the good. You have the bad, accept the bad. And based on all that you have seen about yourself, what do you really want for yourself? So it's based on what you want for yourself. Do you think you're in a good place? Do you think you can be better? Do you think there are things you can do better? Right? Because of course it's not always bad, but we tend to almost always look at the bad sides, the negative sides, the ugly sides. But then there are the good ones as well that you can focus on and strengthen for yourself. And there may also be areas where you think, oh, I need to introduce this into my system so that I can empower myself better. But without that data from the self-audit, we will not know what the next steps may be. So for each individual, for each person, it's different based on what you get out of it for yourself. It's also interesting to know, why did you even decide to do a self-audit in the first place? Because that's why, the reason will also propel you to say, oh, now I've seen everything about myself, what next? It's wonderful, it's scary, but how be it whatever it comes out, however it comes out, am I ready to do something about the results that I have gathered?
So you had said that you then begin to set goals. I find that for me personally, I don't know about other people, it's easier to set work-related goals, as it were, than to set self-love related goals. So how do you then navigate around that?
It's interesting because we try to just box ourselves and our lives into different boxes and labels. Okay, and when you talk about self-love encompasses every area of your life, including work.
True.
Because there are people that go to work and they are happy or unhappy about what they're doing in the workplace, how the environment in the workplace is either helping them to feel good or feel unwell with themselves. And that is all part of life. So when we look at self-love, it's really like looking at all the critical areas of your life, doing an assessment. How am I showing up? How am I valuing myself? You know, what are my strengths and my weaknesses? What are my beliefs? You know, how am I relating with others? How am I relating with money? How am I relating with people? How am I relating with my creator? How am I relating with my colleagues? How am I relating with my family? How am I relating with my passion? You know, my energy, my well-being, everything all comes together with self-love. So when we do that self-audit, right, most times people will try to do self-audit in pockets, like I said, different areas. But if you look at it in terms of looking at your life holistically, you know, I say that there are 12 critical areas of life, right? We have relationship and marriage, you know, we have finance, money, wealth. You have your health and well-being, your spirituality, your achievement and your success. You have your fun, recreation and rest, which people take a lot for granted. And when we talk about self-love, people just look at it in the area of having fun and recreation and all of that. But no, it's deeper than that, okay? How are you positioning yourself in terms of your security with your relationship with your creator? Okay, so we look at those different areas of life, assess where you are in that particular moment, and then, oh, this area is suffering, that area is suffering, oh, I'm doing great here. What are my success strategies? What are my failure strategies? What are the things that have made me feel uncomfortable? You know, there's some discomfort, there's a struggle, I feel stuck. Why am I feeling stuck? What area do I really need to focus on that will also probably empower the other areas? So what we're really saying is, how do you create harmony for yourself?
I see.
Okay? Not balance, but harmony. Such that whenever you get up in the morning, you accept yourself, you understand where you are, you have a desire to do more, be more, while you are, I mean, that's, you know, the areas you need to improve on and you need to change on, because you have a focus, you have a direction on what you're looking out for yourself.
Okay, so let me interrupt you there and ask this question. So how do I practicalize all of this? You talked about, okay, in all of that you set goals, but you've talked about so many things. So
Maybe too much.
yeah, so if I'm trying to set realistic, smart goals on self-love and make it a practical part of my everyday life, how do I do that? Break it down for me so that we know how to begin to do that for ourselves.
Right. So, you know, when it comes to self-love, like I said earlier, and I think last week also did justice to a bit of that, you know, with introspection. What do you get out of it for yourself? And it's based on what you get out of it for yourself that will help you to realistically now set those SMART goals and activate them. So when I talk about activating, I mean working on them. You know, so when it comes to self-love, where are you? Are you in a place of accepting yourself first for where you are? Because that is the first, you know, fundamental area with regards to self-love. So have you accepted yourself? Okay. Have you accepted the data that you have gathered from there? Okay, and then from there it is based on the data you have gathered, what do you want with regards to self-love? So if self-love comes with setting boundaries, self-love comes with being kind and compassionate to yourself, self-love comes with your inner voice, self-love comes with valuing yourself and showing up for yourself and for others. So when you need to, if you need to set goals, assess where you are in those areas. So with regards to boundary management, okay, do you have you set boundaries for yourself? You know, and all of that comes with first, what do you really want as your own goal for harmony in your life? So if your goal is to, self-love is to achieve my wellness goal, for example, my health and wellness goal. Now, what will that look like for you when you have achieved it in terms of tangible measures? My health and wellness goal will probably be that I'm at a weight of 65 kg with a waistline of 30 inches. I'm walking on the street. I don't feel tired. I can work, whatever task I'm doing, I feel engaged and happy doing what I'm doing at that time, especially if it is towards what I desire. So what are the things I'm going to do to empower me to achieve that, right? Now, to empower me to achieve that will be, now I desire to be at a weight of 65 kg, right? So to be at 65 kg, what do I need to do? Visualize what that looks like for you. See it, hear it, feel it, connect with it. And in that place of connection, what are the critical steps that you need to take? You can also look at your success model and your failure model. Success. So success would be, what is one thing I've achieved in my life in the past that I'm happy about, right? And what were the things I did to achieve that? So I set the goal, I got help, I woke up early to do what I had to do. I prayed and all of that. So whatever it is, just steps, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps as it comes to you, right? I told somebody about it. I had an accountability partner. I had the push. I had this and all of that. Put that together and see how you can, use it as a blueprint for what you want to do now, because that's a success thing for you, right? And you can also look at, something I failed at. Why did I fail? What were the things I did that made me to fail? So the things I did that made me to fail was I was not emotionally connected to what I wanted to do. Was it really my goal, or it was somebody else's goal? It was something nice to do or something nice to have, but internally I wasn't connected. I was not connected with it. Okay, and so even when it seemed I had an accountability partner, I did not submit myself to that system. Okay, so look at your failure, what you did that made you to fail and what you did that made you to succeed. Then take your blueprint for success and apply it for your self-love, while taking into consideration that the minute that you are disconnected emotionally from it, then you're going to go down the line. So how do you now help yourself to be consistent, to do that which you need to do? So for self-love, you have a focus on what you desire for yourself with regards to self-love, what self-love means for you, right? You create the boundaries, okay? Boundary management will be, I'm showing up for myself. So every morning, if I have to do something at 5 a.m., like working out at 5 a.m., that time block is time blocked for it. Okay, unless it is a life or death situation, emergency and all. But in choosing yourself, because you have visualized yourself at your desired weight, you visualize yourself at your desired figure with regards to that goal. Okay, every morning you wake up, you see yourself and you activate yourself doing it. If you have a system around you, children or partner, or a domestic help, or somebody, or even your alarm that would not let you to rest, you put that system in place. Then when I used to work out, my daughter was my checkmate. She would always check me and say, whenever I tried to take something that was not in sync with my diet, she'll say, Mom, you're not supposed to be taking that. In the morning when I start working out, she would take my camera and start filming me so that I can see myself. And one of the things I was also doing for myself was also, I would stay in front of the mirror and I was working out in front so that I could see myself doing what I desired to do, right? Being aware of the inner voice. So what is that inner voice telling you? Okay? And then also you can have affirmations. Affirmations to help you stay consistent. So affirmations is not just to read them. You can listen to them depending on what
or you can
best
just say
for
them
you.
to yourself.
You can say them to yourself, right?
This has been short but sweet, because you've packed quite a lot into it. And I think for me, the take home would be, or maybe the final question would be, where does forgiving yourself for maybe failing sometimes come into this? I'll give you a typical example. I'm on a weight loss journey right now. Last week, I fell off the wagon because I was stressed at work and I was eating the things I shouldn't have eaten. So I've gained 2 kg that I had already lost. Now I have to work harder to get back on track. I'm trying to forgive myself for that. How do I do that?
Forgive yourself.
But the inner voice, like you said.
Yes. So the thing is, accept the fact that you have gone down the line, right? First, accept yourself. What next do I need to do? Forgiveness is important. You know, usually, so I do a bit of health coaching as well.
Okay.
And I tell people that forgive yourself in advance for anything. Just, you know, open up your forgiveness bank, because we'll fall down the line. You know, so forgive yourself. I've done this. What do I need to get back up again? We have fallen and not just that, in almost every area of our life. Okay, so we have fallen. What do I need to do again to mitigate that it doesn't happen again? And even if it happens, hey, I'm going to forgive myself. I'm human. Okay, so yeah.
Thank you. Honestly, Tolu, we never have enough time, because you're such a breath of information and knowledge, and I can't wait to watch this again. Sadly, we've run out of time, as we always do. But you're going to be a regular, clearly. So thank you so much for honoring my invitation and coming. I really, really hope that we've taken something away with us today. I know I have. And I'm going to be continuing the series. I have, I think, 1 or 2 more parts of the self-love series. So please keep watching. Thank you. I keep saying John. John is not back yet. Fumi, Helen, and myself are going to very, very quickly round off the show. So please stay with us for a few more minutes. Thank you.